GM Farcaster. It is Wednesday, December 18th, and you are here with Nanish Prof and Adrian for 29 minutes of Farcaster news to start your day. And it is our last live show of the year because we're taking a little break because I need a little break. We need a little break.
Because we deserve it.
We deserve it.
As does everybody. I'm so excited to shut down for the holidays. I think we streamed last year over the holidays.
We did. Yeah. We did not. I don't think we stopped at all, like barely. Yeah. We took a small break, but not much. So,
but we've been kind of running up this whole year, and I'm looking forward to going dark and doing a little bit of creative thinking.
Yeah. And just kind of get ready for season 3. I have a question for you. We're at 196. Do we have to do 4 more for season 2 to be complete?
So does the season end at the calendar year, or does it end after each 100th episode? Yeah. I think we have to do 4 more.
Okay. I knew you were going to say that, completionist. I knew that if we left it at like 196, it might be like too much. Too much to get through. We need those 4. Okay. All right.
Listen, all you crypto people love random numbers for things. I am like, give me neat numbers.
Give me neat numbers. Have to. All right. All right. Fair enough. So 4 more and then we start season 3. But before that, let's jump into all the things. This was just cute on my timeline today. One of the little copy pastas, this one with a snowman holding different things, quote cast, but change what the snowman is holding. This was from Yestercrypto, quote casting mine, something other than a decapitated Y2C. That was really funny. And then mine was, of course, Noggles. And this started with me on base with a little magic wand. And yeah, so go quote cast and do your thing. Do your thing with the little copy pasta. It's cute. Few things from the Merkle team before we dive into all things rewards, because we will be getting to that. This from V. We've been working on improving our spam detection. A big source of alpha has been taking algos used to rank content on the web and modifying them to work in Farcaster space. Arxon and Not a Wizard, I don't know, might be a wizard, collaborated to add PageRank, hyperlink induced topic search, and Louvain clustering. I have no idea what that is. Do you? You might know that.
I don't know what Louvain clustering is.
I have no idea what that is. A quick primer on spam handling and Warpcast. I'm just going to read a couple of these and then you can dig in further. Accounts are categorized roughly as definitely not spammy, probably not spammy, unknown, maybe a little spammy, definitely spammy. 2, roughly 5% of the network is manually labeled by the team, and this seed data is used to train an ML model. 3, the model looks at a lot of signals and gives the user a score. For example, if you like things 24 hours a day, you're likely not human. That seems accurate. Multiple bad signals like this move accounts closer to the definitely spammy label. The model has gotten quite good and rarely misses. In the cases where it does, we manually override it and retrain it on misses periodically so it gets better. And 5, the model also tries to reevaluate users periodically. So as users get more active, there is more data, it can update its opinion. So this is interesting. I appreciate a little bit more transparency into the process of labeling things spam versus not. And I did think, yeah, if you're liking things 24 hours a day, you're probably not human.
Yeah, or you're Elon. Or you're Elon, because have you seen his
or you're just playing cast out. You could be playing cast out. One of the other.
That's right.
What? Say it again. What was Elon doing?
What? Someone posted the Elon graph of his tweets, and it's like a heat map of what hours he's most active, and it's literally 24 hours.
It's all over the place. It's so funny. He doesn't sleep.
Like, because normally you would see a cycle for normal human behavior.
Yeah. Well, there might be a reason he wants to go to space, is all I'm saying. Maybe he's just trying to get back home. It's possible.
We should help him. So we should, I think it's funny because there is a lot of like talking, like you can't tell from any one individual cast, like, is this a
Yeah.
spam? Is this bot? But algos are really good at when you zoom out looking at patterns. So yeah, if you're liking nonstop 24 hours a day like a bot, you're likely a bot, or
Yeah,
you're
you're
likely
likely bad.
spam. I mean, this also goes back to bot not necessarily equating to spam and human not
Right.
equating to the good. I really enjoyed reading this cast because all very clear. I appreciate the
Yeah.
transparency. I wake up every morning thanking the Lord I'm not building a social network
Yeah.
because it's hard. It's really
It's
hard.
hard.
I mean,
It's really hard.
easy to be, armchair quarterback and tell these guys what to do, but ultimately you just want it to work. You just want to open up your algo and find good content, and
Right.
you want to be able to cast what you want to cast and get and not be penalized by the algo.
Right. Yep. That too.
Um, so I thought the way he described this makes sense, leaning on machine learning, but also having you need to have the kind of the manual input and using the humans to kind of seed and tell the I guess the algo what is considered spam, and then the ability to iterate and correct is important too. So
Right. Yeah. To be able to actually retrain it to once you see that there's some kind of flaw in its methodology is pretty cool. So yeah, so I really appreciated this, being able to understand it a little bit more. I wish they'd done it sooner, honestly. But thank you, V, for that insight. This from Dan. We're dogfooding V2 frames at Merkle and making them open source. Warpcast rewards. We're going to talk about that in a second. Notifications and leaderboard. Yoink notifications. Swap demo. Uniframe. So different types of the frames that then someone else can take that basics and make it their own. So very cool. And this is the Uniswap frame that they were talking about. Unauthorized Uniswap fan edit. Replace the domain in any Uniswap URL with uniframe.org to show Uniswap embeds as a V2 frame. And what it does is actually launch a swap frame. So very cool. I love this. Now I need this, but for YouTube as a player would be great. So just,
working
if
on
anyone's
it.
listening, if anyone's listening, Adrian's on it. Never mind.
No, I'm
Here's the,
not. I'm working on it with trying to find someone to build. I'm not building
work
it,
on
but I'm
it.
working on it.
Yeah.
Try to find. So yeah, if someone wants to help us build, slide into our DMs.
Slide in. This from Dan. This is the big news yesterday. Rewards. W rewards. Warpcast rewards a new weekly game. $7,000 reward pool. Top 5 scoring casters receive 200 USDC each. Our goal is to increase the reward pool each week. The game rewards casters with the most engagement, leaderboard, and your score available via the rewards frame below. You do not have to cast on Warpcast to receive rewards. That's awesome. Detailed fact in the next cast. So here was the thing that I found confusing. And I'm going to scroll down to this because the way this is written makes it seem like there are 5 people getting $200 each, and that's the whole reward system. And I was like, that seems, first of all, the math doesn't add up to 7,000. So I was confused there. Like that was the first, I'm like, this math isn't mathing. What is going on? And then as I read down, it's the top 5 are getting 200 each week. Next 20 get 50. Next 75 get $20 each. Next 100 get 15, and the next 200 get 10. So a little different approach, but still a pretty wide swath of folks who will be rewarded. So that made me feel a little better.
Yeah, 400 people a week will get some reward. He said,
why not 420? I'm just kidding. It's just joking.
I would actually, I told you I like my nice round numbers, but to me, 420 is a nice round number. So he did say that looking at the stats of V1 rewards, it was about 400 unique people a week. So it's
Okay.
not
So it was
necessarily
kind of
dramatically, it's about the same,
about the same.
but he increased the pot and talked about maybe increasing it a little bit more.
So this is funny. Last time I checked, I was at 49. Now I'm at 91. People are getting very into their
lighting is
engagement
weird.
here. Oh yeah, your lighting is a little weird. That's funny. Why is Adrian so shiny? She just is. She's a happy, shiny person.
It's the sun.
Yeah, I get
Right.
that.
It's like it's a weird. Ooh,
Yeah. You get a
that's
weird
a nice
angle.
filter.
Ooh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Okay. Anyway, so the leaderboard, I'm now ranked 91. I was like 49 last night. And before that, I was like, I don't know what my rank is because it wasn't showing. It was just showing my score was like less than 1,000. And I'm like, first of all, I don't know what that means. And second of all, how is that possible? So I was having one of those moments of like, my worth, my
No,
worth.
don't do it.
I'm just kidding.
Obviously, I also okay. Tell me when we're ready, and I'll.
Yeah, go ahead. I will give you the cue. But here's how it's stacking up now. But it's changed quite a bit because when this launched, Vitalik was at the top of the leaderboard, and he is no longer. Ted has returned to the end. But bottom line, Adrian, hit it.
Okay. New leaderboard dropped. Everyone's so excited because yay, we're getting paid. And then immediately you have an ability to check your worth to see how you stack up with a hard fact number that tells you whether you're a good caster or not. So everybody does it. I immediately checked. I was also had less than 1,000. Like you're not even worthy enough to get a number.
See it on
just
the
like,
leaderboard.
no.
Yeah. Yeah, it was bad at
Like
first.
it's just like, yeah, you don't even rank.
Yeah.
So I cast it immediately for myself as well. I am also needing to know, just that reminder is there's a million ways to rank yourself, and the Warpcast reward score is not one that should change how you feel about yourself.
Because it is not your worth.
It is not your self-worth. Your worth comes from many other things, like how kind you are to your friends and your family. And are you contributing to society and many, many other things. So you are all good enough, smart enough, people like you, and it does not matter what your Warpcast score is.
There we go. All right. So now that we've gotten that out of the way.
And this is, from
Signuwider.
Signe. You're all number one to me, and I want to underscore that. I agree. I want to say that right back out. If you're listening, you are all number one to me as well.
True. Very true. Like literally, we mean that. You're our favorite people because you're watching and listening to us right now.
And you make us laugh.
And you make us laugh. And moving on, this also from Dan from DWR. Won't it just be all big accounts that win? 1, we adjust for number of active followers, so big accounts get normalized a bit. They shared that with the first rewards program, that it was adjusted based on your follower count so that there is an opportunity for smaller accounts to be rewarded, and they are, and they have been. So we know that it works. We had a similar algo running every day since August with the daily $5 USDC rewards. Accounts like AfroChicks started with a few followers at the start of the daily rewards and now have a sizable active audience. Here's a permissionlessly built Dune dashboard from Sloke, and you'll see plenty of smaller accounts on the list. So there you go. So lots of opportunity. Doesn't matter how many followers you have right now. You can also be at the top of that leaderboard. And I did notice that when I just looked at the leaderboard, it was yeah, I'll get back to that. It was a mix. It definitely is a mix of some that I know, some that I don't, some larger, some smaller. So yes, Ted is at the top, but you've also got Darko.eth, you've got Coda, Android 16 hanging in there at the top, Oxa in July, Jan Furla. So there's a good mix. There are a lot of people, Crystal Spaceship, a lot of people that we do know, but quite a few that we don't. And
who's that fox in there?
That Fox is in there.
Get
She's in there somewhere.
sneaking in the top 25 this
Where is
morning.
she?
I got to
Good
say,
for you.
yeah. But it doesn't change how I feel about myself at all.
Maybe a little. Maybe just a little. But yeah, I do not expect I expect Adrian to be like at least double, you know, I expect myself to be double whatever Adrian's score is. So I'm right where I should be right now, I think.
Okay.
So it's all good. Okay, moving on. Let the engagement farming begin. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Please don't tell my boss. This from Beyond Base, who is hanging in there. Like she's right up there. Wait, does this mean it's time to post all the thirst traps we've been hiding? That was from Ted, and hence thirst trap from Emmy.
Can we say, of course, she has a GIF that
Of course,
is
telling you
an
about
Emmy thirst trap? What?
an Emmy
Like this
thirst trap. Yeah, like this
adorable
is a
little
thing. I
cute
know.
mascot with a little smack ass? What?
I know. What is going on?
I felt really
That's
weird
funny.
looking at that. I got it.
Yeah, it's really funny. So what's the best multi-token Merkle distributor contract these days? Asking for a friend. Because this was in response to, we would be open to any Farcaster token that wants to piggyback on the leaderboard. Just send me a DC and we can see if we can figure something out. And that's when Horsefax was like, we can figure it out? Or
Or me.
Jan, you coding today? Or okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so funny.
This is so cool. And Dan's was in response to someone else also volunteering.
Right.
And then people saying like, hey, can you make it make it a public address? Imagine if people could contribute funds, give everybody's leftover tips. Like, what if the community could sweeten that pot every week?
Right.
And that would be very interesting
Very interesting.
like 7,000 USDC is a lot, but yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not enough to go too mimetic, but imagine if you could like turn that into much higher rewards, how people would just go crazy.
This was in response to Benamin. Nice. Replace a little bit of free money with a lot of free money. Like it. Would have been smart too to include a general tipping account for those of us with daily degen tips to throw this into a general fund to sweeten the pot. So that's even a little different. It's not the actual funds, but like a tipping, a way to tip as well.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. So we'll see. We'll see what comes next. But it seems like that will get some additional play. All of FC trying to come up with bangers right now. This from Android 16. True.
I wanted to make that my background, but I'm only promoting Cast Out for this week.
You've got 2 more days.
I couldn't. This is a permanent background, but Android 16, this would have been this is a second place background.
It's quite good. And Euler Lagrange noting Android 16 and upcoming FarCons, unsuspecting Farcaster, Android 16. I was top of the leaderboard for the OG FC rewards. So funny. So very funny. And that was in response for Android 16s for being Farcaster's top banger. So that's pretty funny. So he ended up at the top
on the
of the chart on the V1 of this. So this was the hardest leaderboard I have ever competed on. That was from Woj. Android 16, 6 Keckers, Woj, Zinger, Ted, July, Light, Samantha, Afrochicks, Downshift, Yon Furla, Phil, Darko, and Alina Ferry coming in at 15. So pretty amazing. And congrats, Android 16. But now the game starts anew. So buckle up, buddy. But well done. Well done. This from Diodad. If you want your frame to show up on the Warpcast Explore tab, create a frame that has a verified author and users can add. 2, make sure your icon and splash image as well as the overall design look good. And 3, dcdwr.eth with a link to a cast that can open the frame. He'll use it and give you some feedback or add it. And you can add to your little Explore tab yourself when you open up a frame, you'll see a little plus sign and you can add it and it will be there as like a little shortcut. So, and I just did that. I was just adding a couple more things. I just added the Wikipedia one, which I did not grab that cast, but did you see Wikipedia in a frame? There's a Wikipedia frame. There's a Wikipedia frame. It's pretty cool. And I did not pull that one, but it's very cool. New experiment on Warpcast, featured frames. This was what we were just talking about. Our goal is to showcase high quality frames to everyone using Warpcast. Everyone can discover frames. Developers can get discovered. It's manually curated for now. You can toggle off into tabs, gear icon, featured frames. So there you go. Very cool. Love new ways of discovery. If you're planning to release an NFT in the next few weeks, please reach out. DWR, in the next couple of weeks, we're not, but literally every other week we do. So whatever you need, we got you. 3 times a week, at least. At least we're dropping NFTs.
What is he working on?
What you need? I don't know. That's an excellent question. What is he working on? Do we know?
And what does that mean, release an NFT? Is he talking about, like, what is this, 2021? What are we, time traveling? What is it?
I don't know.
Who's releasing an NFT?
I don't know. I know. It made it sound like this big production where we don't really do that anymore. We just do. We just release NFTs every day.
NFTs just are.
Yeah, they just are. Every day we're releasing NFTs.
Yeah.
Literally. So I think, like, just let us know what you need there, buddy. But yeah, I'm assuming it's for a new minting frame is what my guess would be. And probably, I don't know, but
okay. Did you reach out to DW?
I did not. I should have. I forgot. I didn't even think of it. I just thought of it as I was reading this. But we really, yeah, I should drop at least a note on there. And I will do that. And Jan Furla, what you releasing is what I want to know. So he did release something yesterday and I forgot to pull that one too with Rainbow and it was very cool, but I'm sure he has more coming.
There's Kristen. Kristen did the twice a week pods. All right.
So we need to drop ours as well. Yeah. And that's something you might see us next year. One of the things we've talked about is shifting over to pods. So that will likely happen after the new year because we've been waiting for them to add video. They've added a way to link the video from YouTube, and that seems good enough. So,
all right,
we'll be on that. We'll be on that soon.
We got to do that. We got to do stream, like the list of things to do.
So many things.
I like the holiday because then it's a reset, and then you just can like
dive in. I need to get. There's so many things I thought I was going to get done. Like I'm really mad that our shop's not up. It's up, but it's not up. It's not released to everybody. Like all these little things. I haven't done our expenses for the year. Like all these things. Like that's what I'm doing over the holiday. Like I know you think I'm just vacationing. I'm really, really not. Really, really, really not. This from Kyle Patrick. Farcaster just passed 900,000 FID registrations. Will we hit 1 million before 2024 ends? No, we will not. We are all so early. I wonder who will be that millionth though. That'll be interesting to see.
And how many is there? Like 150,000? There's 200,000 that don't really count.
Oh yeah, right. That weird block of
when someone spun up FIDs without purchasing storage.
That's what it was. I'm like, whatever that thing is that happened. That's what it was.
Yeah. And that was like after permissionless when anyone could, just call a contract. You just call a line of code, spin up an FID, but you didn't have to purchase storage, which means people could just create FIDs and not attach storage to it. And then they changed it to require you to purchase storage. That stopped. So there's like this chunk of FIDs, like the counter advanced, but they're not real accounts.
They're not real. They're just lost to the ether.
Yes.
So they don't really count. That's right. I forgot about that. So we've got, so another 100,000 and we'll be at 1 million. And this from the base team, I loved this from, this was from W. Benz, but it was casting Statuette's desk in their little gather town, which I just thought was adorable. So Statuette's a little decorated for Christmas office space in the metaverse here, and she has a little base sign, and it's just adorable. So just wanted to show that because I thought it was so cute. I love that they had a little Christmas party and they were dancing too with their little hats on. It was very cute. This from Jesse, 2024 was big. Proud to be building with all of you and showing that base is the biggest Ethereum L2 by far. And then also 1 million ETH bridge to base. So that is pretty amazing. 1 million ETH bridge to base, and it's still day one. So incredible year for base. Can't even imagine what next year is going to look like. And this also from Kyle Patrick, Farcaster 2024 in no particular order. I loved this list. DGen, TNN, TN100X, layer 3s. The ticker is Ticker. Money Gun, Ham Cannon. By the way, do you remember Ticker, $ Ticker? That was like a total scam. And then anyway, that was really funny. Money Gun, Ham Cannon, Farcon, Frames, Farther, Masks, Moxie, Interk, MFers, Interesting Content, Higher, Rare, Tips, Clanker, Hypersub, Yoink, Alpha Friends, Paid Group, We Are So Early, On-Chain Gaias, Rounds, Yellow Collective, Purple, 150 million raised, Ethernet, Farcastles, Build, Dracula, Poster, Streaks, Farcaster Clients, Zora, Base, Optimism, Arbitrum, GM Farcaster, 39, really? Anyway, Ambassadors, Enjoy,
In
Pearl,
no particular
Scoop.
order. He
Scoop.
said there's no particular order.
Of course,
Your
I pick up the
place-
order.
Your place on this list is not your worth.
It's not your worth. Or your lack of your place on this list. Wildcard,
Exactly.
Jam, Moshicam, FarQuest, Super, Farhouse, Hunttown, and so many more lores not mentioned. If you have more stories, feel free to comment them below. Okay, Banger. I'll throw that one on there. Los Fomos on there. Who else? Many Such Cases was this year. Late night crew, early morning crew. I'm just grabbing all the media, and I'd say pods.media too, having a good year. So, but this is great. Thank you for including us. I was just kidding. I appreciate us that we made the list, and this was a really fun list. So great list. Oh yeah, and then JC said there's no women on Farcaster. So that was a moment. Lenses for Girls was technically the moment. But yeah. So a lot of fun things for this past year, and that was a great list to summarize it. Anything else that you would add to this that you might have missed?
No, and I'm having a really hard time getting into the let's reflect on 2024 yet, and I think it's maybe ask me next week. There's still so many things I'm trying to get done this week before I can say enjoy the holidays, actually. And I appreciate people getting into the year in review and all the unwraps or wrapped or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just am personally not ready.
I feel very much the same. Very much the same. This list helped me get a little bit towards there, but I'm really not there yet either.
I had a little panic attack that I'm running out of time. And then I
yeah.
So next week.
Yeah. Yesterday I was like at CVS buying cards for my niece and nephew, realizing I'm getting on a plane on Friday. And I'm like, oh crap, I need things. And I'm like, I really don't have time to think about this. And yeah, I feel all of that.
The calendar this year, whatever it is, it's it was the late Thanksgiving into early Christmas. I know it's like early Christmas week, longer vacation than normal. The schools are closed for longer. It's just, it's a compressed schedule, and I'm not happy about it.
We're just not ready. We're just not there.
I have
not put up my tree. Not sure I'm going to. I didn't end up doing it last year. I'm debating. Haven't put up one decoration in my house. That's unusual.
No, go decorate.
I will at some point,
and
but also I'm gonna be away. So I'm like,
we just do a little feelings. Quick
little feelings check in.
So we've built a little business around Farcaster, and I effing love it. It's been amazing. And we remind you it's permissionlessly. So we never asked Merkel or anyone to be like, hey, can we just start podcasting? And we just did. And it's been a year and a few months and 190 some episodes. And I am
196. Yeah.
massively, I really do love the entire Merkel team. Shout out. And they make it really fun to talk about them because they're shipping all the time. Like,
Too much.
the focus and kind of like relentless speed is something to be impressed about. What I'm noticing is I'm getting caught up in the Merkel cyclone of like, so it's
Cyclone.
like boom, cyclone. Oh.
The Merkel cyclone.
I don't know what the right term is, but so V2 frames, like, listen, like there is there is urgency to make Farcaster, period. Just make Farcaster a thing and get. So Dan had reached out. I was like, hey, you guys, like, when are you going to do the V2 frame for GM Farcaster? Ted brought it up. Like I absolutely want a frame, right? I've been a little bit trying to learn how to be a developer again in my life and having a lot of fun. So all of a sudden I feel like I'm like, yeah, I could just spin up a frame anyway. And I had to remind myself that I don't need to get caught up in that cyclone. I don't need to stop everything I'm doing and build that frame because now is the
much the same
moment.
thing. Yeah, I was feeling the same thing.
I mean, in some ways, like, this is the moment. If I built the frame and get it to Dan, he's probably putting it on the explore page. Great. Does that actually change anything for us? Do I have to drop everything because of someone else's schedule? And it was like a reminder to me to like, I am in control of my own destiny. I can control when and what we work on. And yes, we're going to do it. Yes, we can build it, but it doesn't necessarily need to be on Dan's schedule.
Yeah. I felt the same thing because Dan jumped into my DMs a couple days ago and I was sending a message to Adrian, like, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. Like, we can't make a frame right now. We can't. We have too many things happening.
Well, a little bit of
and then
what
Ted
would the frame do?
The same thing, and it was like, what would the frame do? Yeah.
I mean, going back to like launch a token, what would the token do? It's like, okay,
Exactly.
but is that really the best thing that we should be doing right now for us and all these other things? And I've really been focused on my bot. It's really,
I think the bot is
freaking
amazing.
hard. Oh my God, all you AI people, it's really hard to make. And I was like, I want to stay focused. Like, do I leave focus on do I leave the bot as a shitty bot and go build a frame, or do I just, anyway, but it's also
build a shitty frame because we haven't thought about it and we're just trying to rush it. So that's the other thing.
But it's also end of year. Like, I actually I want to enjoy my holidays and I want to take time to unwind and reflect and kind of step away. And I needed a moment to like just say like, it's okay. It's okay. So I'm just sharing this because if anyone else out there is also struggling with the same, like, it's a little bit of FOMO, like, oh my God, must do something now to like, I just don't believe there's ever something external that it's like, I don't know. I just don't want to feel the
what's funny is that we both felt the same way without really talking about it. Yeah. Like, we didn't really have this conversation, but we both were feeling the same thing of like, this feels like pressure, all those same thoughts, but also knowing we did not have time. And I kept pointing people to your bot. That's exactly my reply back to Dan was, have you seen Adrian's bot? It's really cool.
But I don't even.
And then I said the same thing to Ted. I'm like, but have you seen Adrian's bot? Like, we don't have time right now. She's busy making a bot and I'm busy like running a whole like game.
Yeah. And do we talk about, and then I guess it goes to like, what is it? Like, what moves the needle? Like, so we have we do a media business. Okay. And we want to be on chain. Okay. So we want to do like an on chain first. So there's all these things we want to experiment with. Yeah. But we're not a tech company.
No, we're not.
Like, we're not a software first company. Although I started thinking like I want to lean into that, right? It's like, okay, if we want to be, what does it mean to be an on chain? Let's really lean into. So, I feel like maybe 2025 is the year we actually figure out what the hell we are. Yeah. Well, no, but just really start building out some of that. Like actually get a bot that you can talk to and interact with old content of ours. That'd be cool. Like we have
an
massive
insane amount of content.
library.
It's huge. It's a huge amount of content. And we knew as we were building it, we kept saying like, this is the benefit
Time
that
capsule.
people don't even realize exist, is this time capsule of everything that's happened on Farcaster since September of 2023. And that is great. And it's this great treasure trove. But like with any archive, the access to it is what's valuable. So figuring out, and that to me is what the bot is, because we've talked about this forever of like, we have this video archive of everything, but how do we let people search it? You know, all those things. And it's not easy. So this is the attempt to do that.
Yeah. So we'll get there.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But I was feeling that same thing when I saw Ted's message. I was like, oh God, here we go again. And it's like, you know, when Dan and Ted are saying this to you, it gets a little bit of tension and it gets in your head.
Yeah, these are
maybe
like
we
top
should
of
drop and do this right now, you know, and it's
these
like,
are top of
no.
leaderboard. No.
Yeah, these are top of leaderboard. Dan's not even on the leaderboard.
I think he excluded him. I think
I assume that he excluded himself.
Is excluded.
Yeah, I'm sure. Wait, does
I think the
Horsemax get to
Merkle
play?
team,
I hope he gets to
I
play.
don't think so. No.
I don't know if I saw him, but he should be on the, even if he doesn't get paid, he should be on the leaderboard just for the glory. He's got to be up there somewhere. Yeah, so I 100% agree with all that. Like I definitely, what we really want is a really good frame that captures all the media that's on Farcaster, that notifies you when we're live, like that does really cool things, not just that is very static like a website. Like that to me doesn't move the needle, but if it has other integrations, then it's going to make a lot of sense. So we'll see. Oh, Tori, you'll be on there. I've seen you put your mind to things. But don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it also. Because
okay
again,
if you're not on the leaderboard.
It's okay. We've said that. Yeah. It's still not your worth. All right. Speaking of leaderboards, back to this. So anything else that you think was missing from here?
No, but what are other people? Oh, obviously the GM Farcaster bot, which made a huge splash.
Obviously. All right. Well, we may have some more on we will be back on the 1st of January, and maybe we'll have a little bit more reflection then when we've had some time away. Couple more things, and then we're going to wrap. This from Dish, who was on with us on Monday. Tap into pre-buys early. This is from Young Weekend. Okay, Hardly Know Her now has pre-buy support. This is for Clanker. Each token launches at roughly 10 ETH market cap, I think. Deposit ETH and then use the same secret word when you are deploying to pre-buy that amount. If you do this, it's probably going to be a lot less anon of a launch. So that's your warning, obviously. But very cool and very useful. That would have been incredibly useful when I was trying to snap up all the cast out tokens, and I could not. So very cool. This is interesting. I am not going to read this whole thing, but this is introducing the infinite game. It begins at blah, 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 Unix time on base. Happy playing. Someone else casted later, anonymously, that it was Vitalik who launched Infinite Game. I don't know that if that's true or not, or just wishful thinking, or probably not. But also, it feels like something he could do and might do, especially with the fact we have a Unix time on base here. Like that's weird. So it's I don't know. What's your thoughts on this?
I just think that if a game is being casted anonymously and then another anonymous person points to Vitalik, that sounds like no. That's
wishful thinking. I mean, yeah,
but it's like, okay, we haven't ruled out that it's impossible, but it's it's just the that rhymes with a lot of like the why conspiracies fly so fast and why lies so fast fly so fast.
So fast, yeah.
Ooh, tongue twister. Lies fly so fast on social media. So I think we should not be promoting it, that story. I think GM
Okay.
Farcaster we should be known
Okay.
for 2 feet on the ground and not conspiratorial.
Okay.
And partially,
This
I'm
is
a
why
little
she wouldn't let me
sensitive.
talk about drones the other day. This is why.
Yes, and I'm a little sensitive because my entire Twitter algorithm is so
I
effed
know.
right now, and
I know.
I'm
I get
deep
it.
into conspiracy theory. Like, it's just like, ew, I just
Yeah, I know. I get it. I get it. So not a conspiracy theory, but
just like,
also
if
we
when
don't
it
know
was
who launched
anonymous,
it. It's
yes,
pretty
and
cool. It's a cool game. I don't fully understand how to play. But go check it out if you want to jump in.
okay,
I
people want the conspiracy.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
people want
Yeah,
the drone
they want
talk.
it. They
I
want the drone
know
talk.
it. I just
I know.
can you do it without me?
Yeah, I understand.
Well, hold on. This is separate. The drone is something
Yeah,
corporate
that's separate.
than this, but I guess what I feel about I didn't even see someone say this was Vitalik doing
Yeah,
it.
they did.
But we're in a space where privacy is a virtue and a value that we hold dearly. We believe in privacy. We think it's a right. So when someone uses a non-cast, just let it. Like, why can't we
Let
just
it
let
be.
them be? Why do we have to rumor everything? Why do we have
Don't
to
ruin
gossip?
it.
Just let it
Let it
be
be.
anonymous.
That's so funny.
Think it in your head. Oh, this might be Vitalik. Don't cast it. Okay,
Don't cast
rant over. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's funny. So when I first saw it, I actually thought it was Wiz from Nouns, and I'm in a chat with him, and he was the one who pointed out the game, and I was like, "This looks like a Wiz game." Also, he's like, "No, it wasn't me." I'm like, "All right, I don't know about that, but okay," because I mean, there's a DAO involved, and like it felt very Nounish. Um, but it could be anybody. But it's anyways, interesting. Go check it out if you want to play. I don't know if it's still going. I assume it is. But until somebody's able to essentially capture all the funds. So interesting. This from Chic Bangs. Here it is. Since it was recorded live on air, it's FCC compliant, aka family friendly. It is a Club U Christmas. So it's a holiday hip hop theme mix from her time on Trad Radio. So very cool. Go check it out for something a little different. This from Kojo, and this will help me like premiere what we're doing later today. Cast Out generated the 12th largest ponder poll of all time. And this was the one that was inspired by Adrian's trivia question of what is the official color of Farcaster? Purple being, of course, the one. But also, this ended up being the 12th largest poll of all time. And it was done for Cast Out, which I just think is hilarious. So later today, we'll have our final tribes figured out. At 11 a.m., a scavenger hunt is going to kick off for the final two tribes. First tribe that finds it is going to be our winning tribe. And then there will be a game tomorrow that will launch for that tribe, those individual tribe members, and we'll have a final winner sometime tomorrow. So we'll be back at noon today and tomorrow, and then we're going on break for the rest of the year. Couple more things. What base token do you think Binance is talking about? Could it be DGen? I thought DGen was already on Binance, but maybe not. The countdown to Binance Alpha has begun. Get ready for a new batch of tokens by preparing your assets on the corresponding chains. 3 on BNB chain, 1 on Solana, and 1 on Base. So we'll see what those are today. I thought DGen was already on Binance, but maybe I'm wrong.
I thought it was like a
So
pre-something. Like there was something. I don't know.
I
Someone will
don't know.
tell us.
I don't know, but we'll find out. But I'm curious just about the one on Base. Just wondering what that one is going to be. If it's something new or if it's just the usual. This was funny. Thanks for reaching out. Do you mind if I share this email on social media to gauge the reaction from our community from Bending Spoons? So I have no idea exactly what this is. You pulled this one, so you tell me what is happening
Okay.
here.
This just like sometimes you'll read something on Farcaster, like, and it just makes you so happy. I don't know. It just brought joy. Okay. So this is a cold outreach email to Capano, who's building Obsidian.
Okay.
I don't use Obsidian. Obsidian is, I think it's a note-taking app. People on
Yep.
Farcaster freaking love it. So therefore,
Yep.
I know it's amazing because I trust everyone on, like, I know it's very unique. So it's a cold outreach from someone with an offer to potentially, like, hey, maybe we want to acquire Obsidian. Are you interested? You know, with a little note that says, like, Obsidian listens to its users. You have a tight knit, vibrant community, like all these great things about Obsidian. We love this. And it's like, hey, like, if you at all potentially interested,
Yeah.
do you want to reach out, like an offer? Cool. And what Capano does is he says, okay, cool. Mind if I post this on social media? So
Yeah.
he screenshots it. And then you read the replies. Have you heard of Bending Spoon?
No, I have no idea what this is.
Okay, you can learn what Bending Spoon is in the comments. Apparently, they're a PE firm that purchases brands and then destroys them.
Got it. They're a
So
PE firm
I
that
guess they
bought
took an
Evernote and are
Evernote and
squeezing
then
everything they can out of it. Yeah.
yes, and
Okay. That's
some
funny.
other ones too. Oh, by the way, it looks
Yeah, some
like
people have
they bought
very
StreamYard.
strong they have very strong feelings. Okay. They
Um,
bought StreamYard? Oh,
yeah, I didn't know that.
don't
So
ruin
it's
us.
kind of like all of a sudden, it's like so people are being
Wow.
very fun. It's just the comments are being very funny. It's like, tell them your community says, did you send them
Thanks
yeah.
for the 20 bandos. That kid. That's funny. All right. Thank you for that explanation because I did not know what was going on here. And I think it came down to the fact that I had no idea what Bending Spoon was. If I knew that part of it, this would have made a
Yeah.
lot more sense. I would
So
have
playful, yeah.
got it. Funny. That's
Related, and I
funny.
don't think we pulled it, but there was
That's
a
funny.
great post on Twitter or X from the Midjourney founder talking about why he's not accepted
Yes.
VC money.
Yes. Yeah.
And the quote was, VCs want you to either run the world or die in a house fire or die like that. It's like only two outcomes. It's like you either need to do this or that. And Midjourney's like, well, what if we just make this incredible product
Right.
that people really, really love? What if we have revenue, and what if we're sustainable? And what if what if that? VC's
Right.
like, no, we don't want that. So
And they're and
similar.
also, yeah, they just want to keep it like they're like, we have enough. I saw that tweet. It was all like, we have enough money to deliver what we want to deliver to our customers. We've shipped 30 new features based on their requests this year, like all this stuff. They're like, we like our business the way it is. We
Yeah.
don't need it to scale up. We like where it's at. And you'll ruin it for us. So we don't want to do that. And it's
Polluter
I
of
was like,
Minds
good.
casted something. It was an article about kind of founders over 40 and different similarities, and people, like, it seemed like a trend of why do founders over 40 tend to bootstrap more than accept
Right.
VC money. And I had shared some thoughts as well about how VCs really, they're looking for binary outcome. So when they're investing
Right.
in companies, they need that you're going to change the world. Like, you're going to
Right.
run the world, and they only need one of those in their portfolio, or two or three, whatever, depending how big it is.
Right.
So when they're looking at founders, it's like the only thing they care about is upside. They don't care about that. They're going to write everything else off to zero, and they're going to look for the one or two companies that are going to carry their fund.
Right.
Great. Okay. If you are a founder, though, like, that's not necessarily what you want.
No.
Right? It's like you want your business to be successful, I think, as a, sure. So
it really comes down to, if you don't need those funds, it's probably not a good idea to take them, because it's probably not going to enhance what you're doing. Like, if you absolutely need the funding to do the thing that you want to do, to deliver what you want to deliver, that's a different story. But if you don't, and Midjourney was like, clearly we don't need to do what we're doing. We're doing just fine the way things are. It's going to be a much better experience, because you're also not giving away equity. You're not having this pressure hanging over your head of delivering for these VCs who may or may not even know what your business is. Like, for the LPs, the ones who are, providing liquidity. they probably don't even care. They just want you to make them money. So it's a very different,
Yeah. And
Be
like
careful.
anything, like there's,
Yeah.
it's like it all depends. Everything
It all
is
depends.
so
All depends.
individualized. But interesting conversation. So I just pull that as, is that the last cast of the year we're pulling?
That's the second to last. There's one
all right,
more.
so there's
One more.
interesting content on Farcaster.
Yeah. There's one more.
No idea what we're
So
moving on.
I've got one more for you that I have to share in a separate tab, so I have to reset it. But this one, my first question to you is, have you watched the Bitfinex heist documentary on Netflix yet?
No.
It just came out like a week ago. Okay. So if you have watched it, this is going to be funny. If you haven't, you may not know who this is, but I feel the need that we really should share this because it was absolutely hilarious. So let me make sure I've got, whoops, always funny.
Obviously I watched this video, but
yeah, but do you know who this is? Yeah, I'm
No.
trying to get the audio up.
But I saw it was a cameo, so I figured someone knew who she was.
Yeah, here we go.
It's RazzleCon, and for sure I can tell Dazzle, hey Razzler, it's RazzleCon, and for sure I can tell you are part of my crypto Web3 Razzle fan because of your request. I guess you apparently don't like Farcaster, and you want me to drop some bars that you wrote about Farcaster, which I'm about to do. Okay. Yo, Farcaster's a mess, like a Christian rap scene, eating green mole. It's like licking a latrine. Their posts scream LinkedIn, all polished and fake. Purple's their color, cause they're degen on the make. Chasing high highs, up in the sky, in Farcaster land, where the corny never die. What? Razzle dazzle. Hope you like that little, I wouldn't say it's my freestyle, but that little spitting of verses that I did for you. I'm gonna have to look into Farcaster. I actually don't know much about them. I'm curious why you don't like them, but you know what? I'll take your word for it. I hope you have a wonderful new year, and don't forget to razzle dazzle.
Hilarious. So I don't know who did that, who ordered the cameo, but oh my God, that's just so funny. So this is one of the two people who stole billions with a B from Bitfinex, who is now on house arrest, and she's doing cameos on house arrest because that's how she's making money, because their billions were seized. And yeah, hilarious. So can you imagine if all of a sudden RazzleCon is
on Farcaster?
Is winning rewards on Farcaster? How freaking funny would that be? So that might be what you're getting ready for 2025. Would be so funny.
Do we want
but
that?
Honestly, no, we do not.
Should we just call it? Should we go out on top?
That might be it. But honestly, that was absolutely hilarious. And if you haven't watched the documentary, go watch it and then watch that video again, and you will appreciate it all that much more of how hilarious that is when you really understand what's happening. So funny. So funny. So, and that is it. That's it.
I felt a little attacked. Also,
I felt a little attacked, but also
I
it was
took
too
some
funny.
of that personally.
It was way too funny to feel too bad about it because it was hilarious.
The only thing we also didn't pull is, and by we, I didn't pull it either, but Elon telling people not to use hashtags on Twitter yesterday. On
Yes.
X.
Yes.
And it was like, hey guys, please don't, like, hashtags are cringe.
Yeah.
And don't do them. We don't need them, and it's cringy, and you're LinkedIn, and stop.
Yeah.
It's giving desperate. It's like you're being desperate if you're.
Yeah.
And I did want to give Dan some flowers for being early on the no hashtags on Farcaster.
Yeah. So funny. Yeah, they didn't mention
Toast Spacers on the list.
Oh
Was that not
yeah.
on the list?
Oh, it may
Kiwi
not have been
Skins
on the
is, I
list.
think Kiwi Skins 2023.
Yes, Kiwi Skins. No, I think maybe she meant the wrap.
Oh, right. But
But
while we're
also,
at it,
you're right.
we need to
But
add
while
that
you're at
on
it,
the
yes.
Toe Spacers on.
Toe Spacers needs to go on this list. Yes.
Oops.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's not on there. I just checked. So no Toe Spacers. We definitely need that on there
Okay.
for 2024's list. Yes. Um,
Okay.
Hilarious. And cookies. Girl Scout cookies.
Yes.
Girl Scout cookies weren't on the list.
Was Frames, like, was the Frames hackathon
I think it
on
was
the
on
list
there.
even?
It was on there. I think it was on there.
Remember?
It was on there. Yeah. It's like number 7, which is funny. GM Lamb Chop. Nice to
Yeah.
see ya.
We're
just about to
ready
wrap.
to say goodbye.
Yeah, we're ready to say goodbye, but GM. All right. And with that, we are going to call it. Anything else, Adrian, for 2024? GM Farcaster. We will be back with Cast Out at noon
Today and
and tomorrow. And then that'll be it for the year for live. We are going to be replaying some of our interviews, our recent interviews. Will be replayed on our usual days, but we won't be live. You might see us hiding in the chat. But yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, no, just we'll end with like a massive thank you to everyone for
Yes.
a great 2024.
Yes.
I told you earlier, I'm not ready to reflect yet, but
Nope,
if
me
this is the
neither.
last time we're saying, like, what a great year. And
For real.
really shout out to everyone who's ever minted an episode, did our hyper sub, said hello in the chat, had fun with us on Farcaster, came to our Eat Denver meetups, hung out at FarCon, did our little like URL parties, and we love you.
We love you. We love you all. We thank you for your support.
I'm not good at emotion, if you know me.
Yeah,
but
we're not real good at the feelings check-in part of this show. Yeah, so it's been amazing. What a crazy year. And we'll reflect more on January 1st when we've had time to like breathe. But for now, we'll see you at noon today. And for those who are still playing Cast Out, 11 a.m., your next challenge. So got a little bit of time.
And if you're listening and want to do me a favor, if you guys want to play with the GM Farcaster bot, and I want to see how it's doing. I made some changes this week. So it's the username is GMFC101. I gave it access to a lot more of our content and it made it dumber. And I wanted to wrangle it. Like when it only had access to a few of our videos, it was so good in the beginning and now it's really dumb. But I don't know what to ask it to test. So I'd love for anyone who wants to play with it, tag it in a cast and ask it a question about Farcaster. I'm curious to see how much it hallucinates and which types of questions it's getting right and whatnot. So anyone who wants to do it today and play with it, that would be a huge help to us. And aside from that, thanks for having me.
All right. And with that, we're going to call it. Thank you all. Have an amazing holiday. We will see you on Cast Out. But if you're not joining us for that, have an amazing holiday. And we will see you on January 1st. And with that, everybody, bye-bye.